Isang masaganang Martes sa inyong lahat. Ito po ang January 5, 2022 edition ng The Stock Market Today. Kamusta po kayo? Sana po ay nasa mabuti kayong kalagayan. Ito po si Benji Chodoro. Ako po ay isang retired bank officer na nagsimulan mag-invest sa Philippine stock market noong 2007. I do this report every day. Sinimulan ko po noong August 2020 ang aking video, yung start po ng aking review. At I report the latest news on your favorite and most active stocks. Kung gusto nyo po ng content na ito, iniimbitahan ko po kayo mag-subscribe sa aking channel. Kung meron po kayong stocks na gustong ipa-review, paki-comment lang po sa comment box at aking ipa-prioritize. Ang ating financial news ay tungkol sa Meralco at kasama po ang ating financial headlines at ang resulta ng trading sa ating PSE ngayong araw, January 5, 2022, dito lamang sa The Stock Market Today. So let's start with our financial headlines at galing po ito sa BDO Securities. Sabi po ni Governor Jokno, economy likely grew at least 7% in fourth quarter 2021. Sana po totoo po ito o magkatotoo po ito. DOH cases to peak by end January, more areas under alert level 3. Then in our sectoral news, ito po ang ating main news. MER expects 6.4 growth in Luzon peak demand this year. Then SMC Global Power to complete 690 megawatt battery shortage plant. Finally, we have REITs raise 76 billion in fresh capital since 2020. Okay, so let's now go to our main news. Ito po, from the business world. Meralco sees Luzon peak power demand at 12,387 megawatts in May. Kasagsagan po yan ng summer. Meralco said its forecast for peak power demand on the Luzon grid this year is 12,387 megawatts and invited power generators to supply about 170 megawatts to help the distributor meet dry season demand. Initial forecast is that Luzon will have a peak demand at 12,387 megawatts expected in May. Actual peak for 2021 was 11,640 megawatts, Meralco said in a Viber message. The company said its peak demand was 7,808 megawatts peak in 2021 for its franchise areas. Historically, the dry season makes power prices supplied to households rise between 10% and 40% relative to the cooler months of January and February, Meralco said last year. Business World asked the National Grid Corporation to comment, but it had not replied at press time. In September, Energy Undersecretary Felix B. Fontabella told lawmakers during budget deliberations that the Luzon grid will have reserves of at least 1,500 megawatts to ensure no power interruptions during the May elections. O nga pala, May elections nga pala next year. So kailangan meron pong power dyan. The Energy Department has since estimated a thinning in reserves due to strong demand and lack of water to power hydroelectric plants in mid-2022. Separately, Meralco on Tuesday renewed invitation to its power generation companies the supply of 170 in peaking power for the dry season, for which expressions of interest are due Wednesday, January 5. Okay, so that's our main news. So sana po ay matugunan ng Meralco yung ating power demands. Actually, kinukuha po niya yan from different sources. Okay, before we go to the Philippine Stock Exchange, let me read some comments of our dear subscribers. Sabi po ni Cat's Big Water, I have been wanting to deep dive on this topic. This is referring po dun sa video na ginawa ko po on the 10 top dividend stocks in 2021. So tingnan niyo po yun, kung kayo po ay bago na investor sa stock market. Ang pinakasimula po niyan ay dun po tayo sa index stocks. No, kung hindi nyo po alam kung anong bibilin, sa index stocks po kayo. And I gave the top 10 index stocks that gave the largest dividends, cash dividends in 2021. So tingnan nyo po yung aking video na yon, nasa link po sa baba. Kasi meron po akong 2020 and 2021. Yung 2021 po ang ginawa ko. So if you have time, sir, please include Apex in our review. Okay po, include po natin yan. Maraming salamat Daniel Rafael Aldave. So yun po yung mga comments in the comments section. Good evening po from Flor de Liza Briones. Thanks po for reviewing some of our stocks today kahit wala pong trading January 4. It will help a lot of new traders to see your channel in YouTube. More power to you. Salamat din po. Alam nyo po, kahit walang trading ay gumagawa po tayo ng video. And yesterday po, ang ginawa ko po yung next 6 most active stocks, yun po ang aking ni-review. Kung wala pong request, ano po, yun po ang aking nire-review. Salamat po for Florida Liza Briones. And then, sir, best stocks to invest in the long term. Okay. Noong December 28 or 29, in-interview po ako ni Miss JD, one of the more seasoned bloggers in YouTube. And one of her questions was, magbigay ka nga ng 3 stocks that you invest in the long term. Okay? 3 stocks that you would invest in the long term. At sinagot ko po siya. If you will visit Miss JD's channel, siya po kasi nag-interview sa akin. So, naka-post or naka-publish po yan sa kanyang channel. Ngayon po, I can provide the link below. Ipro-provide ko yon para madali nyo po mapuntahan si Miss JD. At kung hindi pa kayo subscriber ni Miss JD, ay mag-subscribe na po kayo. Kasi si Miss JD po ang isa sa pinaka respected at ina-admire kong stock bloggers on the Philippine market sa YouTube. Okay po? So yun po ang aking hindi ko po diretso sasagutin ngayon, po. But tingnan niyo po yung aking interview. Okay. And then, I believe inflation, hopefully this glitch won't affect investors' confidence. Makiuso, sabi ni Makiuso, no? Makiuso is referring to the trading suspension yesterday, and it was because of a technical glitch or technical problem in the PSE. I don't think it will affect. No, I don't think it will affect. And in fact, PSE is already up. Okay, so yan po ang ating comments from our subscribers. And let's now go to the Philippine Stock Exchange and the Philippine Stock Exchange Index on how it fared today. Okay, the PSEI gained 50.13 points. So it's just hovering around the 100-day EMA at 70.82. Nasa 70.91 po yung closing ng index. That's 0.71%. Pero it went as high as 71.31. No? 0.71% lang yung kanyang taas, but it's a good start. Dahil it is seeing some rejection at the EMA 100 area. Ngayon naman sa ating market summary, so 108 companies declined, 86 advanced while 50 remained unchanged. Yung all-share index naman also advanced by 0.43%. The sectoral indices ended mixed, but there were more gainers than losers. The financials, holding companies, mining, and services were up, led by services at 1.26%. The industrials and properties were down, pero almost flat lang po. Konting-konti lang po yung bagsak niya. 1.44 points yung properties at saka 4.34 flat yung industrial, no? Pero ang gainer kasi malaki. Malaki yung mga gainers. Okay. Now let's go to the review, no? So we'll be reviewing your request, no? Yung NIKL, APX, Pure Gold. And then let's review TEL, SPNEC, and kuha pa tayo ng isa dito. Yung emerging. To, Converge. Okay, so let's go now to our review. The first is NIKL. Mining company po ito. Uy, moving sideways po siya, pero meron po siyang green candlestick. But the general direction of the stock is sideways. So, ito po. Yan. Okay, so it's moving sideways. And nag-gain lang siya ng 3 centavos, pero sideways pa rin po ang kanyang movement. So, yung kanyang pinaka-support, nandito po sa area ito, no? So, mababa po yung support niya, or within this area, nasa 5 pesos po. Nasa 480 o 490 to 5 pesos po yung kanyang pinaka-support. And green candlestick is encouraging since meron pong volume po dito. Meron ding volume dito. And based on the technicals, ay maaring sideways pa rin po ang kanyang movement. But the volume that the stock had in the past few days and today are encouraging. Ngayon, yung kanyang resistance nandito po sa area to. Nasa 572 po ang pinaka-resistance ni NIKL. Meron bang balita ito? Change in directors, wala. So, yun po ang aking take for NIKL. Okay? And then, si APX naman, uy, nagkaroon siya ng breakout dito. Here, December 29, December 31, at nagkaroon ng short candlestick, green pa rin dito, but today nag-profit taking siya. So maaring nagkakaroon lang ng retracement ang stock, but the stock is bullish. Material transactions. Meron bang news to? Please be informed that Apex has received a letter from Prime. Meron siyang tender offer. Offer price of 130. Binibili siya ni Prime Strategic Holdings to make a mandatory tender offer. Okay, so maaring kanino kay Prime Strategic Holdings? Kay Mr. Son kaya ito? I know Mr. Son has interest in mining . So nasa 130 siya yung tender offer, but it's higher kasi nung nag-tender offer, that's 7 days ago, that's ngayon ay Tuesday, no? So Tuesday last week, maaring dito po yun. Ang presyo lang po niya was closing price is 136, tapos dito ang closing price niya is 134. So nag-tender offer siya ng 130. And nangyari dyan ay tumaas, tumaas yung kanyang stock. Yan, December 29 siya. Nagkaroon ng tender offer dito. Dito siya tumaas. Yan po, And price here on December 3, anong high niya dito? 172. That's 188. Almost 52-week high. 188 kasi yung 52-week high niya. So, ang pinaka-resistance po niya, nandito po sa area to. Nasa 173 po. And yung previous resistance po ay nandito po sa area to . Yan, nasa 164. Okay? Yan po yung resistance level niya previously. Tapos, yung na-break na resistance dito sa baba, nandito po yan, nasa 150. Nasa 150 po yung na-break na resistance. Kaya dumediretso. Una nagkaroon ng resistance dito pero na-break siya, pataas with volume. Tapos nag-remain dito within this level. At tumaas siya hanggang 167 nung January 3. At nagkaroon ng rejection within that area. So ngayon po ay nasa resistance level po siya, or nasa support level, yung resistance naging support at 160. So 160 to 164 po yung resistance or yung support level po ni Apex. Okay, Pure Gold. Uy, Pure Gold, red candlestick. May dividend siya, January 5. Okay, today yung X date. Okay, yung kanyang support nandito po sa 3672. Well, the nearest resistance, lagay po natin, nandito po sa area to. 43 or 44 pesos. 44 pesos to 44.50 po yung pinaka-resistance niya, while the support is at 36.70 o 36.60 to 36.70 po ang pinaka-support. When I talk of support and resistance, these are not the exact points, but these are areas. Yung stock appears to be moving sideways po. Dahil nagkaroon po ng, well, nagkaroon ng a sort of a, pero hindi po to breakout a green engulfing candlestick at nagko-consolidate lang po siya within that area o nagkakaroon ng retracement. Okay, then TEL. TEL is one of the more blue chip company po ito, no? Kasi yung TEL nag-start po siya during the American time as a Philippine Long Distance Telephone Company, PLDT. Yan pong ibig sabihin ng PLDT. Sakaling hindi niyo po alam yung original name ni PLDT, that's Philippine Long Distance Telephone Company. Okay, so bullish po si TEL actually. At umabot siya sa high at 1885. 4% po ang tinaas niya. Ang resistance po nandito po sa level na ito. Nasa 1898 to 1900 ang pinaka-resistance po niya. Pero makikita po niyo yung ating candlestick ay na under po. Meaning po ay ang trend po ng stock ay pataas. Especially po kung titignan po natin yung 100-day exponential, which is generally an upward direction. Now, the EMA 50 is acting as our support, no? Nasa 1696 po ang EMA 50. Pinaka-support level po niya. After TEL, SPNEC. Okay. SPNEC. Okay, ito po yung pinaka-support level ni SPNEC. Kung napanood po ninyo yung joint vlog po natin ni Miss JD, with Miss JD, ang inputs or insights po ni Miss JD po dito ay magre-retrace po yan sa support na 115 to 116, 114 to 116. And 121 is very near that level, no? In fact, it had a 120 low for the day. And ang sabi ni Miss JD, and I respect her insights, ano, mukhang magre-retrace po siya sa 115 to 116 level na nangyayari na po. But it's too early to tell actually kung saan po pupunta ang stock. But what I can say is that SPNEC has good management. Mahusay po ang management niyan. And yung income po niyan, maganda yung income stream po niyan dahil kinukuha po niya yung dividends from the preferreds. May fixed income po na pumupunta kay SPNEC from the national grid. So that's SPNEC, and I see some resistance forming here at 138, but again, it's too early to tell based on just on 2 candlesticks. Okay, yan po ang SPNEC, then Converge. Si Converge naman ay okay, again moving sideways 31.40. Pero it gained 25 points or 25 centavos with support, EMA 100 po ang ating support at 31.03. Yun po. Okay, so yan po pinaka-support, 31.03. At yung pinaka-resistance, ang nakikita ko po dito sa area to, very thin lang po, 33. Nasa 33.10 to 33.15. Yan po. But general direction of the stock is moving sideways, but there are a lot of things going in for Converge, kasi growing company po ito. And sa akin lang po, ang feel ko lang dito is the stock is gonna move upwards. Yan lang po ang feel ko, wala po akong basis doon. Feelings ko lang po yun. Pwede kayo maniwala, pwede po hindi. Okay po, yan po ang ating report sa stock market January 5, 2021. Po si Benji Chodoro nagpapaalala, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Mag-ingat sa COVID, mag-ingat sa scam. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagtangkilik. Hanggang sa muli. Stay safe, God bless, Happy New Year, and bye for now.